Hello everyone, welcome to the Twin Stitches Designs podcast. My name is Julie and I'm the knitwear designer behind Twin Stitches Designs. This is episode 8. I'm so happy you're here joining me today. We are Tuesday, November 19th and it is a rainy day outside, but I hope the lighting's not too bad. I don't think it's affecting the podcast a little bit, but I wanted to get in one to you guys. It has been a little more than 2 weeks. I wanted it a little sooner, but life happens. I got a cold that would not go away. I want to say it was like the 2-week long cold and I couldn't speak, so that doesn't really make a good podcast if I can't talk to you guys. So I'm really excited coming here today and share all the things that I have been working on. I have 3 patterns that have been released since we last spoke. I have some works in progress, a sweater design, and just some fun things to share with you. I hope you are having an amazing day, and I'm happy. I'm happy today. It's a good day. Any day that I can come and sit down and talk to you guys, I am happy. So I should let you all know where you can find me. I am Julianne Knitter, both on Instagram and Ravelry. You can find all of my designs under Twin Stitches Designs and Ravelry. We also have a Ravelry group for the podcast. If you go under the groups tab in Ravelry and click and search Twin Stitches Designs, you'll find everything there, as well as all show notes are listed below the video on YouTube. When I have the chance, I do love to put those as well in our Ravelry group. I also have a newsletter if you would love to sign up to get notified of any new pattern releases. These are only promotions and pattern releases. You will not get an email every week about random stuff. It's really just for special promotions and new patterns. So it's not, I won't be filling up your inbox. So yeah, that is going on. That's with that. I'm a little out of practice, but that's okay. We're going to get right in the swing of things. The last episode, I announced there was a giveaway with Tuft Woolens. I will be keeping that open for the next podcast now. I could be podcasting in 1 week. To enter that, go in the Ravelry group and answer the prompt in there, which is let me know your favorite Tuft Woolen scent. If you've tried it, which one do you love the most? If you've never tried it, which one have you always wanted to try? And also make sure you're a YouTube subscriber and a member of the Ravelry group. I will be checking that to make sure that you are eligible. So I will be pulling on the next episode and announcing it that episode. So that is really exciting. It is a hand balm and a lip balm from Tuft Woolens, who was so generous and donated that for the podcast. So I really appreciated that. If you're a maker of any kind and would love to donate anything to the podcast, always get in touch with me. The best way is direct message on Instagram or email my email at twinstitchesdesigns3 at gmail.com. Everything is usually listed in my Instagram, so if you have any questions, let me know. I think that's it for all administrative. We do have a knit along going on in the Ravelry group for the Coffee House Sock Club that's running until December 31st. So if you would love to enter that, go and check out all the details. We have some incredible prizes that I shared on the last podcast. We have some yarny stuff. We have some hats, some patterns, some DPMs, bag. I mean, you guys, it's amazing. You need to enter. I'm really excited about that. So all the details on the last podcast, I won't go through it again, to share with you guys. I'm just looking down here. These are where my show notes are. I made sure I wrote them down today so I can be somewhat in practice again, because I find if I don't do it like every week or so, I get so confused and I'm like, did I mention this? Did I mention that? Where was I on this? So I just want to make sure that I don't forget anything and it kind of runs smoothly. I don't want to put I'm going to podcast every single week just because I'm a stay-at-home mom. Some weeks are going to be great. And other weeks, you know what, if my kiddos are sick or I'm sick or something comes up, I just want to make sure that this podcast is there, but is not always like I have to do it every, or every Monday I have to do it. If my girls need me, they're my number one priority. So I'm always going to come to you guys as soon as I possibly can And it just means that the next episode is going to have more knitting content because I'm just going to be knitting more, right? So I think that makes a better podcast. Yeah, I think that's all the things that I wanted to mention there. Since I podcasted last, I have not one, not two, 3 new patterns on Ravelry. I've been a busy bee. I released my Kalma sweater and Tale of Three Brothers mitts. This was the red sweater with the color work on the yoke and the cabled fingerless mitts. These are both designed out of Lizzie Ann yarns. The red was the barn colorway, and the mitts, as well as the color work, was knit out of their teacup colorway. If you are ever interested in a kit, I know that they don't have them anymore, but I'm sure if you message the ladies behind Lizzie Ann yarns, they'd be happy to dye up a kit for you. So their yarn is incredible to work with. I've loved working with them, and like I said a lot, it won't be my last time because they are incredible ladies. So those 2 patterns came out. The sale is now ended, but you can still grab them in my Ravelry shop. Now, the 3rd pattern, you guys have never even seen these. So the story behind these, I had an idea for a pattern, and Rose, who is Akara Yarns, is a good friend of mine. And I messaged her, and I had a lot of yarn from her in my stash. So I just said, I have this idea of knitting up a full colorwork pair of socks, but have them inspired by an ugly Christmas sweater. Where you have all of that color work and it's just all over the place, but on your feet. I don't think I'm in the right mind space to do an ugly Christmas sweater, all of that color work, and I'm not there. Give me a pair of socks, and I'm all for. I can usually finish that up in a week or 2, but I don't think I could finish a sweater in a week or 2. That's pushing it a little bit. So we were talking back and forth, and I came upon all of these minis together, and I decided to release in my newest sock pattern, Jingle Jangle Socks. Now, before I started, because it's been about 2 weeks since I podcasted, I had done a full pattern repeat up to here. And this was a week and a half ago, or 2 weeks ago, around that time. So this was done, and I was at the heel. So since then, I did the full heel and another full sock. So in the time that I've designed it, tech edited it, the whole kit and caboodle, like I said, it was only about here. So it was a lot of work, but I absolutely loved working on these. They are so much fun. I kind of feel like they're self-striping in the way that you can't wait to get to the next repeat or the next section. So these were knit out of Akara Yarns, and she does have some kits up in her shop right now if you would love to go grab yourself a kit. I want to say that she has 4 different color combinations. So if you're not a fan of blues, I know she has a beautiful one that's like green and reds. She has another one that's like pinks and purples. You could have fun with this. You use 5 20-gram minis and 50 grams of the white. So that is the color that you really see like throughout the white. So you need a little bit more of that one. And it will make you a beautiful pair of socks. So the pattern is now on sale for 20% off until Sunday, November 24th. No coupon code needed in my shop. If you were on my newsletter before Sunday, check your junk mail. You'll get a special coupon code. So that's why it's great to be on the newsletter. You get special coupon codes for newsletter subscribers only. So you don't pay extra for patterns if you're ever interested. So I am really happy with these. I absolutely love them. I will be wearing them while I watch all of the cheesy Hallmark movies because, yeah, I watch them all. I have so many taped. Did you guys tape any of them? They're all on the W network. That's what it's called in Canada. I don't know if that's what it's called in the US. I think so. I don't know. But yeah, I will be wearing these while watching all the cheesy Hallmark movies with my husband because I drag him to watch those. And I'll be wearing these comfy, cozy socks. I'm really, really happy with them. So like I said, she has kits up in her shop. If you would love to grab yourself one, I will link her shop below. Now, you might be saying, you know, I've never tried colorwork before. I'm not really that adventurous. I love the theme, but it's not really for me. I pulled out, these are, and they were washed, so they might look a little wonky because I do love wearing them. This is my Cold Winter Nights pattern that I released last year. Still has that fun Christmas tree pattern and is just a nice 3x1 rib. So it gives you that extra cozy sock. So in case you wanted to knit yourself a fun Christmas sock pattern, but this one might be a little too adventurous for you, I got you covered. You could grab my Cold Winter Nights pattern. I love knitting these so much. They were so fast because you're really just doing the top color work and then you're just doing a 3x1 rib and then some more color work, and it is so much fun. I really, really enjoyed these. And I was actually in Rose's shop this morning and she has some evergreen in her shop. So this colorway is evergreen and then the white is icing. The same white that I used for this one. So so now I have, trying to grab, 2 full pairs of colorwork socks. And yeah, you might notice there might be some ends not woven in. I won't even show you the inside of the last sock I did. I may not have woven all of my ends. I'll be doing that one night this week, but I didn't have the brain space this week to do that. But anyways, I wanted to show off this pair in case you've never seen it, or you just maybe weren't not adventurous to do this one. There's nothing complicated about this. Now, the only thing that I will suggest if you are brand new at colorwork and have never done colorwork before, I do suggest going up a needle size or 2 depending on your gauge. And I also say in the pattern for these is try them on as you go. Now, you don't want to be all the way down your leg, all the way down, and you notice that they don't fit. And you do all of that work and they don't fit on you because your tension is way too tight. So I do recommend going up a needle size or 2, testing it out, trying it over. I always find if my tension is too tight, it won't go up my ankle. So make sure your heel and ankle, that it'll all go up. And that's what I do recommend. Even with these, if you've never done colorwork before, they're not hard. You're not carrying too many floats. I don't think so. I can't remember the pattern. But yeah, try them on as you go. That is my tip, my biggest tip. I mean, do like 3, 4, 5 rows, put them and try them on. You don't want to get through an entire chart and your tension is way too tight. So if you have any questions, I've always tried to better myself in my color work. The one YouTube that I absolutely love is Very Pink Knits, who is Stacy Perry, I think it is. She has incredible tutorials. The first colorwork ever project I did was a colorwork hat that had snowflakes on the top, and she has, I want to say it's a paid-for pattern, but you get YouTube videos for every step of the way showing you how to tension your work, how to do the colorwork, and how to do all of that. So just go check out her patterns, and it's absolutely incredible. So just go Very Pink Knits on YouTube, and you will get so many resources. She does all tutorial videos for knitting. As a new knitter, I recommend her videos 100%. She's actually the one who taught me how to knit. I learned online and just taught myself. So she is an amazing knitter and great resource. Anytime I have a new technique that I'm not sure of, I go see her videos first. I just find them so clear and concise, and I love her. So I would recommend her videos if you're ever new to knitting. Okay, I think I need some water. That was a lot of talking. Okay, so next up, turn my page. Okay, I want to show you. So I went to Michael's and they were having like an 80% off sale. That's like Joann's in the US, but I think you guys also have Michael's. It's a crafting store. And they had these beautiful baskets. I want to say I got this one 80% off at like $6 a basket. If they still have some, go to your local Michael's and go snag some. I snagged a few because I love having all of my knitting in one place and to be able to look at them and grab everything from one basket rather than having them all over my room, because usually that's what happens. All right, the bulk of my knitting has been these socks and this sweater. I'm so excited. Oh my God, I smell the tough woolens. I'm so excited. The last time I showed this on the podcast, I had to rip back. I had done the sleeve separation and I did not like how it was knitting or how it was looking up. So I ripped it all the way back to literally about that much. I had just cast on and just did a few rows. So I had ripped out everything. I'm pretty proud of myself, guys. This is a new sweater design that I am currently working on out of Tous les Matins Yarns, who is Loriane, which I've mentioned and you've seen on the podcast. It is in her Toe DK base, which is 100% superwash merino. The main colorway is Ghost, so it's this beautiful speckled. And the other two colors, the gray is Cumulonimbus and the red is Fox. I'm housing this in my Maple Mousse fiber bag. She doesn't make bags currently. If she ever does, I will let you know. Now, when I say that I have my tough woolens and I smell it, it is Campfire S'mores. I use it as my hand balm. So what that is whenever I'm knitting, I will put it in my hands, and when I knit, the scent goes in my knitting. So every time I open up my project bag, it'll smell like whatever my hand balm I was wearing. So I think that's pretty cute and special. So I love that. Oh, so sorry if you heard that. All right, I don't want to put all the needles on the, okay, and here we go. Guys, I've done so much work. So the last time I podcasted, do you see this orange stripe right here? That's where I was at. So I finished all of the color work here, separated for the sleeves, and I've done a few inches on the body. I have a stitch marker by Amanda of Little Bitty Delights. I had bought her monster cookie, and I really love it. So this is where I'm at. And you guys are getting the first sneak peek. Oh, this way. Yeah. You guys are getting the first sneak peek of this design. I have not posted it anywhere. You might have seen a little bit of photos on my stories that I was working on it, but I've never shown a real photo. And I love it. I love how simple it is, but it's still somewhat intricate, and I'll be having some more color work in different places on the sweater. So I am really loving how it's working out. The yarn is squishy and amazing. I am using my Hiya Sharps interchangeable needles on a US 6 for this because it is out of DK weight. So yeah, I really love it. I am excited about this design. I am hoping to have the body maybe finished by next week. I'm hoping maybe by next podcast the body would be done, that I could knit up a sleeve. As soon as one sleeve is done, then I can start finishing up the design and putting out a test knit call. So yeah, I'm really excited. If you are ever interested in test knitting for me, I have a test knitting ear burn list in the Ravelry group. So you just put your name and you get notified of any test knitting. You don't have to respond if the test knit is not, if you're not interested in it. There is no requirement for you to let me know yes or no, but it just gets you notified of every single test knit in case you don't want to miss out. That is like socks and sweaters and whatever the heck else I'm knitting on. So I am really proud of myself. I knit the whole yoke, separated for the sleeves, and I want to say I'm maybe like 5 or 6 inches down from the underarm. So patting myself on the back for that one. I did not think I would get that far. All right. The next on the needles is another design using Brianna of Little Wolf Knits. Let me get, I think I have, yes I do. So I have her tag here. It is Down the Shore and High Tide. It's on her Sunfish base with Sunfish base, which is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And it is in this beautiful color and in this mini. I just love these together. Really, really fun. So I've mentioned in the past, these are my men's collection. Oh dear. There we go. And of course I'm in the middle of a row. I wouldn't be Julie if I wouldn't be in the middle of a row. This pattern, okay, step back. The men's collection is something that I'm coming out with gradually, is men's patterns, designs. Oh my God, you guys, I think I need more coffee. They're pattern designed for men. Now, it doesn't mean that women can't wear them or you can't make them for anybody, but what I mean by patterns designed for men is just they're more simple patterns, easy to knit, easy to memorize, as well that men don't think that it's too intricate or lacy or girly for them to wear. I love making socks for my husband, my father, and I want to find more patterns out there that are just like made for men. And these are usually more rib textures or stretchy textures because you want them to fit their foot easily. I swear. My talking gets worse by every podcast. So I did up a few rows the last time I podcasted. I have a stitch marker in the front, but I don't want to show you the design just yet. I had just finished the ribbing, so I did knit a few, about 1.5 inches or so. I've just been focusing more on the other knits. I am wanting to be more monogamous on the designs rather than casting on like 10 designs. The sweater that I have with Tole Matin yarns, I haven't touched the hedgehog one yet, just because I'm wanting to get to a place where I can work on that and not forget where I'm at. If I'm doing something, saying I'm changing the pattern or I'm altering it, and as I'm writing things down, I don't want to forget. So I think if I go from project to project, that I will lose all of those ideas, or if I forget to write it down. And I want to make sure that I put all of my energy in the project and actually get it off my needles, because I don't want 10 designs on my needles and nothing gets done, because then I'm not being efficient in what I'm working on. So my thought process right now is this is my next sock whip. It is the only sock whip design that I have on my needles right now. And I am only working on that sweater. I threw it on the ground, so that's why I'm pointing there. I'm only working on that sweater design just because I want to get it to a really good space, and then I can focus my design on my brain on the other one. Does that make sense? It's different, I think, if you are not designing and you are just knitting based on a pattern, because all the math, all the thought and details are already written out for you. I think it's different for designing because you are coming up with that. So I think if I try to design 3 or 4 pairs of socks at the same time, I might mix them up, or I might forget what I wanted to do there. Or if I get a thought of inspiration, okay, I wanted this type of heel or this design or whatever the case may be, I want to make sure that I'm focusing my energy on that and making sure that that is the best design that it can be, rather than putting it out on 5 different ones and I can't remember what the heck I did on the first one. Also, I'm clearing out my needles, which makes me feel amazing. I forgot to mention this, the Colorwork Jingle Jangle socks were actually a whip that I was able to get out. So I was also mentioned that I wanted to try and clear out my whips for 2019. This cleared off a bag and a needle. So that was really exciting as well. I think I rambled on enough about that. So I am absolutely loving how this is working up in Brianna's yarn. She came out with a Christmas collection that is beautiful. I noticed her Christmas collection, and as well as Laura of Campfiber Yarns, who is a dear friend of mine. I actually ordered a skein of ice castles out of Laura's yarn. It is beautiful. She also has, Laura has 4 new ones. There is, oh my god. Seriously, I've been staring at these for like days. She has, I want to say one, it is peppermint. It's a beautiful pink with, it almost looks like some burgundy speckles. It is stunning. She did a swatch in it, and that's already knit up. She did one ice castles, which is like creams with blues, and it is stunning. She did a green one. Actually, the green would also be perfect. I think it's Christmas wreath. Is that right, Laura? They would be perfect for my cold winter night sock pattern if you wanted to grab a nice neutral green. And then she has another one, gingerbread. I need that one. And then Brianna of Little Wolf Knits came out with, I want to say 5. Hers are also absolutely beautiful. She came out with a gingerbread, with a cookie one, with a rum. Oh, I love the rum one. It's like a beautiful cream base with like just simple speckles. So there's so many like Christmas sock yarns out there, and I'm wanting like every single one of them. If we only had unlimited funds, right, people? So go check out her shop if you would like to grab yourself a sock kit or some of her new Christmas collection, because I know that I'm eyeing a few of those. I wanted to also mention for my men's socks, I knit them on 2.5 millimeter needles, and every women's pair of socks, I knit them on 2.25 millimeter needles. So if ever you're wondering, that's always if I never mention them. Okay, the other thing that I have in here, and I want to cast them on as soon as I can get these off the needles, is a beautiful, beautiful skein, and I've spoken about this before, of Mockingbird Fiber Co. in their Fields of Gold. I am thinking about, I've already drafted up the pattern, and I am thinking another pair of fingerless mitts. So, oh my god. It's in their rustic sock base. Look at those tweed flecks. I absolutely love tweed. It's really, really beautiful. So yeah, so I'm hoping I have that in the same bag because I'm hoping to cast those on very, very, very soon. All right, that is it of what I've been working on. I've been trying to be more monogamous, finishing up those designs, finishing up what I have, and that's why I don't have like 10, 15 projects to show you. Now, I am also trying at the same time to get all of the men's socks done for Christmas. I had shown this on the last podcast and I haven't worked on it since, and I feel so bad because I should be working on them from time to time. This is in my Tangle Stitch shop. I had purchased this last year around Christmas. She has her logo. Just really, really cute. I had got my sock tubes cranked out by Freckled Whimsy. This is my West Yorkshire spinners. I am going to be knitting about 2 inches for the cuff. So I had finished the toe, and like literally I picked it up this morning. I'm here. I've only knit like 10 rows, no, 4 rows. This is also another stitch marker by Amanda of Little Bitty Delights. This is her Freshly Brewed. It was for the last pattern in the Coffee House Sock Club. I mean, come on, there's even a little coffee bean and a coffee bean in the cup. Beautiful, beautiful. Amanda does incredible work. I'll link her shop below if you would love to grab yourself some stitch markers. So yeah, so my plan is to get this 1 pair of socks done by the next podcast, and maybe 1 pair every 2 weeks. We'll see. This is the one that I had mentioned the gauge was very, very loose. So I'm planning on finishing this up, putting in the heel and shoving them in the washer and dryer and seeing if they tighten up a little bit, because the gauge is way looser than I would ever knit a pair. And I'm hoping that works. I usually put all of my commercial yarns in the washer and dryer anyways. I do that with Knit Picks, with Opal, with Regia, even some hand-dyed yarns that sometimes get in there, and they all turn out fine. If your yarn says hand wash and lay down flat to dry, do it. Don't take my advice. I would never want any yarn to get felted on my watch. But sometimes, you know, the load of laundry, it just gets put in there and you hope for the best when it comes out. But I am using Knit Picks in the Stroll Poppy Field, which I think is a perfect color to go with it. And yeah, so I'm just working on that from time to time. I'm hoping to finish these up today or tomorrow. Put those in the washer and dryer and see what happens. I'm hoping that they fit my husband better. And if not, they'll just be like super comfy, cozy house socks. So, all right, I think that is it for the knitting. I am going to be showing what I got in the mail. I got two things that I did want to show. One of them is going to be a spoiler, so I will announce that before. I want to show that. Okay, the first is from the incredible Ellie of Artistic Lily. I have collaborated with her in the past for the Coffee House Sock Club. She's an incredible person, and I absolutely love her yarn and working with her. So we were talking, and we wanted to collaborate to do a DK weight sock set. So this is, I don't want to grab it out of the bag because the packaging is just like so perfect. This is her DK Pink Maiden sock set, which is on her Versatile DK, 246 yards per 100 grams, which is a 75-25 superwash merino and nylon. Look at those incredible speckles. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, you see it well. So I'm not taking this out of the packaging yet because I haven't cast it on yet, obviously, but I want to get a few things off the needles before that, and then these I'm really excited. This would be my first DK weight sock pattern, and I'm thinking of doing a few more of those in the future because I do want to do the range up a little bit in case some of you want to try socks and aren't necessarily crazy about knitting with smaller yarn. So this might be great patterns for you. The second thing I got in the mail. Now, I ordered the Cozy Knitter her Advent sock skein. This is 25 individual stripes for the month of December. So the thought behind it is that you cast on December 1st, and by December 25th, you get a full pair of socks if you knit them, and they have 25 individual stripes. So you just knit them up, and it's like you're knitting with like little minis. I received mine because I ordered a little earlier. I had ordered the July pre-order, so she sent those out first. This is a warning. If you have ordered it and have not received it, this is a spoiler alert. I will be showing it off. So don't get angry with me if you are not looking away right now. Okay? Are you looking away? You guys, oh my God. I'm obsessed. Oh, sorry, it's 24 individual stripes. I am obsessed. I love it. It's a little bit pricier than I wanted, but I didn't buy myself an Advent this year, and I thought that this was a great alternative. I actually am doing 2 Advent swaps with some friends, so that'll be a lot of fun. We just decided to use up some of our stash and have fun with it and create an Advent calendar to each other. So I have 2 different friends that I'm doing that with this year. So I'm going to be having a blast knitting these up. So these, now that I showed it on the podcast, I want to skein it up in 2 different individual cakes, try to get them matched. I don't know if I need them to match because they have 24 individual stripes. What do you think? I've never been one who's been like crazy OCD on having like the stripes perfectly match, but I don't want to waste yarn, so I might not get them perfectly matching just because I don't want to waste all of that yarn. I might just skein them up in 50-gram cakes and go from there. So this is on her Bliss base, which is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. She did ask if you wanted to do a mini in there, but I do have some extra leftover white from this pair of socks, so I think I'll just be using that for heel, toes, and cuffs, I think. We'll go from there. If you were looking away, you can look back now. It is all gone, and I promise you won't see a thing. So, all right, the last thing that I wanted to show you, I had blocked it out. So this was my new cowl pattern. The last time I showed it on the podcast, it was done, but I had not blocked it out. And I have finally blocked it out, and I love it. This is currently in test knitting. I will be releasing the pattern early December. I want to say the second week of December. This is meant to be like a beautiful double loop cowl. And what I love about the stitch, the different stitches, is it can be worn at there's no right or wrong side really, because of the garter stitch and seed stitch, and see what I mean? Like, no matter how I flip it or I turn it, or it is a great gift knit because there is no right or wrong way. If they wear it inside out, they won't even ever know. And it's just that comfy, cozy. I can see this in my jacket and just being amazing. So I knit this out of a DK weight yarn, two 50-gram balls of, one of them was Laura of Campfiber Yarns in her DK 100% BFL base, which was just a white. And the other one was Madeline Tosh mini of a one-of-a-kind. I held that double with some Knit Pick Stroll Dove Heather. So it creates this beautiful marled effect. So you see the gray with the white. I think this is amazing for stash busting. If you have some DK left over, and you need 100 grams of DK and 50 grams of fingering to do this sweater, and you hold them double. So I think it's great for mini skeins. If you have like a full skein of DK in white, for an example, and want to use up your advent calendar minis, I think it would be absolutely stunning if you did the reverse and did the fingering weight. You would change your fingering weight throughout. It's a recipe pattern, so you can make it as long or as short as you want. I tell you how many stitches, how long, how much I did, how many repeats, and you can go from there and make it as long as you want. You could use all of your advent minis. It would be so stunning. God, if you used a DK that would be white and you just did all of your advent minis, especially those advent minis that would be like a gradient. Wow. Yeah, that'd be beautiful. All right, I'm picturing it in my head. So yeah, I wanted to show that off, all done and blocked. So I'm hoping this will be out at the beginning of December. So get on my newsletter if you are interested in finding out more about that. All right, I have nothing more in the basket. I did, yeah, I think that was it. So I am so happy if you're here for the knitting. Thank you so much for checking out my podcast. If you love it, give it a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe so you're notified of every other episode. And for all of you others, like I said in the beginning, I just got over a cold. Oh my gosh, I got hit like so hard. And I'm so happy it's finally over. I had to miss one of my friend's baby showers, which I was not very happy about, but I could not go around her pregnant. And two of my friends were pregnant, so I couldn't go around them. But I'm feeling so much better now. We had a really nice weekend. Me and my husband, this weekend, we make sugar cookies. I'm planning every few weekends to do like a recipe. So this weekend was my grandmother's sugar cookies, which were amazing. So what we did was on Sunday we ate, like I said, okay, well, Sunday we can eat whatever we want, how many ever we want, but by Sunday night those cookies are in the freezer, because if they're on the counter, there won't be any left for Christmas. Like, I will gobble those up like crazy. I have a sweet tooth, a really, really bad sweet tooth. So they're in the freezer and ready. And I want to say our next one might be gingerbread cookies. We've never made together homemade gingerbread cookies. I've made them once or twice before, and we're even wanting to try to make our own gingerbread house. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. So I'm really excited. I have no idea how that's going to go, but we are fanatics, well, I am, of the Great British Baking Show. Love it. Mary Berry and Paul Hollywood were my favorite together, and they came out and was it 2 years ago? They came out with a Christmas special, and Mary Berry shows off how she makes a gingerbread house. We are wanting to try to replicate it. We'll see how that goes. it might look like a complete disaster and we won't ever want to show it to anybody. Worst comes to worst, we'll just have a nice drink and eat the house, the gingerbread house. So yeah, that is going to be fun, but I'm really excited for that. And I'll try to take some photos and maybe some video, and I'll pluck it in here when we get to that. I think it would be a lot of fun. Me and my husband love baking together, and I just think it's great. And I can't wait for the girls to get older and they can come bake with us, and I can buy them like the little tiny rolling pins. I'm really excited for that. Right now they're getting 2 years old in January, so they're not there yet. But time will come, and I'll be really excited for that. I think that's all really we did this weekend. We took it easy. I went down to see my family. I brought the girls with me, and it was just a lot of fun. I got a lot of things off the list to do this weekend, and yeah, we're just having a nice relaxing week. I'm hoping to catch up on some holiday Hallmark movies, some cheesy Hallmark movies with some knitting this week, and maybe come back to you guys early next week. Who knows? But I'm hoping to try and get to you guys sooner. Like I said earlier, I'm trying to do the best that I can. And my goal for the next podcast would be hopefully to finish the body on that sweater. I'm not sure how that's going to go. And maybe get further on that sock pattern. I think those are going to be my goals. But anyways, I think that is all for today. I'm so happy if you've made it all the way to the end, and I can't wait to chat again with you, and I hope you have an amazing day. Talk to you later. Happy knitting. Bye, guys.